Hi, I'm Dave Abrams. Happy New Year.
And I'm Kristen Lagana. Welcome to Anne Arundel County Year in Review. In this week's episode, Dave and I will be breaking down the top 10 news stories from 2015 so we can start off our 2016 with a bang. Now, Dave, we can look back at 2015 and talk about so many big events, from the tragedy of the Paris terrorist attacks to the landmark Supreme Court ruling allowing gay marriage to the riots in Baltimore. There was the return of Star Wars and a thrilling Super Bowl crowning the evil Patriots champions once again.
You love the Patriots.
I can't stand the Patriots. A guy paid $2 million for a Wu-Tang Clan album, and that same guy is now in jail. Donald Trump became must-see political TV, much to many's dismay. And the ever-popular queen herself, Adele, came back.
Yeah, she's a queen to you. Well, lots of good stuff there, Kristen. But on today's show, we're going to talk about the biggest stories in the year for Anne Arundel County. We're going to get super local here. Now, here's how we're going to do this. We will count down the stories from 10 to 1 using very scientific process, where we're able to rank the stories in terms of their importance.
All right, tell me about this. Okay,
now,
break it down.
This is a very complicated algorithm, like how they created Facebook, but I'll explain the basic process for you, okay? First, we take all the biggest stories of 2015. Okay. And there were a lot of them. Some sad, some happy, some good, some bad. Then the stories are weighted according to the following criteria. Okay, you ready?
We're getting technical.
We got to break this down. You know, we had an accounting firm, do all this secretly.
I imagine that there's like this room over by the Office of Emergency Management. Everyone's set up, been doing this for like the last 2 weeks.
Right.
All right.
So here's the criteria. Okay, ready? One is reach. That's basically how many people are talking about that story, how far it gets outside of our friendly confines.
Word of mouth, social media.
Exactly.
Okay.
National media.
Got it.
Number two is history, meaning the event is going to affect us for quite some time, or it stands out in the very long range of history.
All right, understandable.
Okay, number three, novelty. Obviously, if something doesn't happen hardly ever.
This category, yeah.
Right, okay. And then number four, this is change. Okay, so the event changed how we think about things or changed our world in some way.
Our county.
Or our county.
Our county.
Very good.
Okay.
And finally, our fifth criteria, how something causes the community to bond together.
Okay.
So, the extent to which that event brought people together in our community. Those are the 5 criteria. Sounds logical, right?
Yeah, when you talk about it that way, though, can I just interject? It makes me think of Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, when the townsfolk come together and they're like,
because it kind of reminds me of Frankenstein when the townspeople come together with pitchforks to burn the castle
clearly
down.
We have different backgrounds. So.
But it's somewhere in between, probably, is where it is.
I see.
Okay.
All right.
Well, why don't you do the first one for us? How about that?
All right, very good. Well, number 10 is a sad one and also fairly recent. Chuck, please do the honors. Holiday fires. We had 2 very memorable fires this year. The most recent was the loss of our precious Annapolis Yacht Club on December 12th. That caused $9 million in damage. Now, thankfully, no one was seriously injured, but a main focal point of Annapolis' city dock is now in need of replacement. A lot of work is ahead in the new year to figure out a plan. Now, this was also the second major fire of the year involving holiday decorations. The Yacht Club fire was ignited by an electrical malfunction involving an artificial Christmas tree. Also, the beginning of 2015, we witnessed one of the deadliest fires in Annapolis history when 2 grandparents and their 4 grandchildren were killed by a fire in their home, starting with a natural Christmas tree that had dried out after the holiday. And we just hope here that these kinds of fires don't happen again. But especially with the fire at the Yacht Club, that is a great instance of people in the community coming together. There's already been so many donations made and people helping to clean up. So
yeah, it has a lot of the criteria I talked about there. But it's odd how the year was bookended with these 2 fires, and both had to do with Christmas trees.
Yeah.
And we talked about this on the show before about how the live trees are what everybody talks about, but artificial trees are also an issue. And then there you go, we find out that this other fire was caused by an artificial tree. So, it's a reminder for us to, be careful also when we're celebrating. There's a lot of ways that, things can go wrong, and just really sad stories. And hopefully, we won't have this repeat of a loss of life number one. And number two, hopefully we can get a new yacht club that, is even better than the one that was there before. It's a big deal. It's right in the center of City Dock, so it's important to the city that this gets taken care of.
Absolutely, and I'd be remiss in saying, as someone from the recycling division, about when it comes time to throw out your tree, or if you're still caring for your tree, as we had Captain Davies on the program, water your tree.
It is time to throw out your tree.
It is time to throw out your tree.
It's time to do it.
Some people want to keep it out a little
folks,
longer.
do it now.
But
Just
if you have
be safe.
natural trees, wreaths, or garlands, they can be recycled at the curbside with the yard waste program. And something else that I thought was really cool, and you can check this online at the Maryland Department of Natural Resources Facebook page. They are suggesting that if it's possible for you to drive to one of the state aviaries, or friends that are by a local state aviary, that you can donate your tree and they'll use it as habitat for birds.
Wait, am I near a state aviary?
No, we're kind of far from the aviaries. They're more in the western.
That's not BWI.
No.
Oh, this is
aviaries.
Oh, birds.
Birds. Not planes.
Is this where
not aviation?
Is this where I can tell my joke about just coming in from Annapolis and blaring my arms?
Okay. All right.
No.
Well, let's go to the next story.
So the message here is make sure you recycle your tree and all your stuff.
If you're going to keep your tree up longer, which is fine, don't listen to Dave. Make sure that you're caring for it properly. If you are looking to get rid of it, you can recycle it at the curb or bring it to our facilities and recycle it there.
Good pro tip.
Yeah.
Well, that was a very big story, obviously. Chuck, let's go to number 9. Cold case closed. Now, there were 2 major victories for the state's attorney's office this year in the same case. In May, William Lloyd McDonald was convicted of the murder of an off-duty federal police officer, Benjamin Curtis. That murder took place outside a nightclub in Odenton all the way back in 2006. Then the case went cold because the witness could not pick out the killer in a lineup. It wasn't until last year that McDonald's former girlfriend came forward and testified that he had confessed to the shooting. This case had so many twists and turns, but McDonald is now serving multiple sentences and will never leave prison. So good job to the state's attorney's office. We also covered this story as it unfolded, and it was a really complicated case, so good job for them.
Nice job with the script. A little alliteration.
Thank you.
Cold case closed. Say that 3 times
They all
fast.
have alliteration.
Say it. Oh, really?
Cold case closed, cold case closed, cold case closed.
No, you failed. I'm sorry.
Peter Piper picked a pack of pecker.
You keep working on that. I'll do the next story. So it's time for a happy story. Chuck, let's see number 8. Hot new digs. Maryland Live has been rocking out since the day it opened in June of 2012. Well, the next phase is now moving forward out in West County. Officials announced they will build a $150 million hotel and conference center. Ooh la la. And this thing looks amazing, Dave. It's going to have 300 upscale suites right next to the casino. The hotel will be 18 stories, and the conference center will feature space for 4,000 people. So yeah, I mean, if you're having a big corporate event or a wedding, here you go.
Or a graduation.
Graduation.
Huh?
Yep.
Graduations will be free at the new hotel.
Really?
Or at the new conference center. That's right,
It's interesting. Okay. Well, the project will also generate 1,000 jobs. And by the way, Dave, Maryland Live raked in more than $600 million in the fiscal year that ended in 2015. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. And by the way, I was at the casino
Are you a
on
gambler?
Christmas.
Do you gamble?
No.
Couple? Little bit?
I'm not good at it.
Well, I mean, I'll play slots once in a while, but I'm like, all right, $20 and I'm done.
Right. My friend Brandon did a little bit of blackjack, and it was
Yeah.
fun, and that kept us occupied for about an hour and a half, and he lost all his money, but that's okay. He had a good time doing it. But Kristen, let me just tell you something. I told you that I was going to do the Jewish Christmas tradition, and I went to see
the
Star
movies,
Wars and
Chinese
Hateful Eight.
food.
The Chinese food didn't work out.
No.
Long story there. But so we ended up back at the casino because everything was open.
Yeah.
It was like, duh, why didn't we do that in the first place?
Do a little Bobby Flay.
We went to the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, okay.
But my goodness, the casino was packed.
Really?
Packed.
On Christmas.
Shoulder to shoulder. I mean, people were out. People were looking for something
I'm going to get what I want for Christmas.
Right.
Money.
You didn't get what you wanted. That's. I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
I thought more in a more wholesome way of people wanted to have fun. They wanted to go out and do something. Everything was closed, but the casino
Well, it's a
was
great
open.
attraction for our county, and it's no wonder they
It's
raked
a lot
in
of
that
fun
much.
there.
So.
They did a good job,
Yeah.
and what is it? say 4 years old or so, and you know, it's been doing great. So let's hope they keep that up.
And it's not just the casino there. They have center stage. Great shows all the time.
Yeah, and now that they're going to have these luxury suites, I mean, think about, you know, when you're headlining there, you can go up to your suite and just, you know, be a diva like you love to do, wrist palm wrist.
Yep.
Well, that was a good one.
Yep.
I like that one, Kristen. What's next? At number 7, we have El Nino.
El Nino, the reason I'm going to lose the snow bet.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
That's right. Blowing in near the middle of the pack is that weather pattern we all know and love. It gave us rainy days and temperatures in the 70s for Christmas Day.
So weird.
It is delaying our first snow day of the season until sometime in January.
Yeah, but we said for the winter, not for the year. So I could still win this thing.
Well, so you may ask, you know, as this is reaping chaos around the country and indeed the entire world, you know, flash flooding and tornadoes and all this crazy stuff, what exactly is El Nino, you ask?
What is El Nino, I ask?
Thank you for asking, Kristen.
El
Nino is Spanish for little boy, but it's also in Spanish Christ child. Thus, the time of year around Christmas.
Huh.
That's right.
Okay.
And according to the National Weather Service, it was first recognized off the coast of South America in the 1600s with unusually warm water in the Pacific Ocean.
All right.
Now, doesn't your name have a connection to Christmas as well?
Yes, my mother wanted me to have a Christmas connection because I was born late December. So Kristen.
Yeah,
Christmas,
I see that.
And then my middle name's Nicole for St. Nicholas.
There you go, folks. I bet you didn't know
Sherry.
that. I bet you didn't know that one. That's good stuff right there. I love that. Now, this little boy, El Nino, seems to have a case of the terrible twos, Kristen.
As most little boys.
When he goes away, however, we're going to wish he was here because it will be so cold.
I like the cold.
We're going to be like, where's El Nino at?
I feel like I'm Elsa and Frozen. I'm like, the cold never bothered me.
I don't like it. Anywhere below 32.
I love layers, sweaters. No. I was so sad on Christmas because I had my Christmas sweater on and it was hot. And I was like, this is not right. It doesn't feel like Christmas. It was all wrong. It was all wrong.
See, that's what I like about you. You can enjoy this super duper sweaty hot summer and you can also enjoy the bitterly cold winter.
I love bitter cold winter.
See, I pick favorites and summers.
I feel like you need to go live somewhere mild all the time. I like the seasons and the harshness of the different seasons.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go move to Florida or Texas or something, but
maybe you need to
I still don't really like it when it gets super cold.
All right. Yeah. Well, go away, El Nino. Wait, stay. I can't decide.
It's hard to decide.
Yeah. All right, let's go to number 6, Chuck. Biggest bust. We all know that 2015 is the year where we put heroin addiction in the crosshairs. Back in October, county police announced a historic drug bust. Here's the breakdown. More than $1 million in drugs, cars, and other assets, arrests of 9 drug dealers. Initially, the alleged kingpin Andre Fernandez evaded capture, but police tracked him down in New York just before Thanksgiving.
What you see here is a commitment to go after the big fish. We've been talking about looking for the big fish. This is a big fish. This impacts the heroin trade in Anne Arundel County markedly, at least for a short period of time.
Talk about a happy ending there, right?
Got the turkey.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice job again to county police. Hopefully they get some convictions in 2016. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we will have the top 5 stories of 2015. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Well, we're on the flip side of the top stories of 2015. Number 5 is one of our favorites. Mead Madness.
Mead Madness, more alliteration.
Thank you. Well, we talked about history. How about this? The first boys basketball team from Anne Arundel County to ever win a state title.
Woohoo!
Now, we had our own March Madness when Meade High School defeated BCC. For those of you who aren't familiar, that's Bethesda Chevy Chase.
Right.
For the 4A state championships, the Mustangs won 25 of their last 26 games to capture the victory in a blowout. They won their last 2 games by a combined 69 points. It wasn't even close, Kristen.
Jeez.
Now, this story has a bonus for coolness factor.
Coolness factor.
Ready for this?
Got it.
During the national anthem, the singer had collapsed with a medical issue.
That's horrible.
I know. And the crowd decided to sing it themselves.
Oh.
So let's take a look at the footage from Mark Stern of Capitol Hoops. Awesome is that, Kristen?
Pretty awesome.
I mean, I'll tell you what, this is my favorite story of the year.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, but I had to defer to the experts, the algorithms, and the computer systems to make sure everything was done
still
scientifically.
crunching numbers.
I could not have any kind of try to sway these people in one way or another.
Right, right.
And when I say people, I mean databases and computers.
Yeah, not just you writing the script.
No.
Right.
Who?
What?
What?
It's hard to beat basketball, history, and singing all in one.
Almost impossible.
But let's take a look at number 4, shall we?
Okay.
Titanic Tax Cut. It might not be as fun as those Mustangs, but hey, we
Not
did
even
have
close.
the biggest tax cut in county history this year, and I'll take that over the basketball, sorry. And let's face it, when the government actually gives money back, it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, that never happens.
Well, County Executive Steve Shue originally proposed to cut the property tax by $18 million in May. The County Council agreed to a compromise and instead cut the income tax by a slightly smaller amount. Now, this may seem like old news, but residents will actually see the savings start to take effect when they get their paychecks in 2016, and the rate of income tax withholding is 2.3%, Dave.
2.3% less if you're keeping track on
Yes,
at home,
yes.
yes.
Now, full disclosure, Titanic may be a bit of an overstatement in a very dramatic movie.
Who wrote that? Who said Titanic?
But the total amount the average person will save is about $50, and I'll take it.
I'll take it too.
I'll take it.
I mean, look, I'm going to take it. And you know what? You don't even have to do anything. You just look at your pay stub and it's a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's
We'll take that, right?
I'll take it.
Okay. Okay, what do we have at number 3? New faces.
Oh, new faces.
That's right. County Executive Shue, of course, actually took office in 2014, but many of the other newbies on the political scene took the oath in 2015. They include Governor Larry Hogan, State's Attorney Wes Adams, as well as our delegates and senators in the Maryland General Assembly.
Wes Adams is a big fan, friend of the show.
Friend of the show, been on the show. Actually, Governor Hogan has been on the show too. He was in one of our
right.
field segments.
That's right.
We need to have him in the studio.
That'd be great.
Governor, we need to have you in the studio. Anne Arundel County resident, right? Okay.
Yep.
Now, that's a lot of new people, and so far, so good, right, Kristen?
Right.
Okay. We told you about Shue's tax cut and the big victory for Adams in court.
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to top this.
Hogan slashed bridge tolls and also was, of course, able to beat a pretty scary cancer diagnosis.
Yes.
Can you believe that all happened in this one
Oh,
year?
it's kind of crazy.
And of course, Hogan probably stole the show because he is currently one of the most popular governors in America.
Where was that reported?
All over the place.
All over the place.
No, there was a poll. It's
Okay.
true. I didn't
Okay.
make that up.
I was
You
just
can
wondering.
look it up, folks.
I believe it. I'm just
But
saying.
you know what? It's the first year, so 3 more years to go, guys. So
Woohoo!
keep it going.
Right.
Don't get on complacent now.
Well, we're all the way down to number 2, Dave, and this was a tough one.
Ooh.
In April, Corporal Larry Adams reported for duty for seemingly just another day on the job. He ended up thwarting a likely armed robbery and took a bullet in the neck.
Yep.
This was, of course, a really big story because it's quite rare for an Anne Arundel County police officer to be shot in the line of duty. It was also a big story because of the huge outpouring of support from the community and the amazing display of determination by Corporal Adams, who returned to duty in November. And of course, we had them on the show as well.
Yep,
So.
we were lucky enough to have Corporal Adams on the show, and just an incredible guy, right?
Right.
I mean, we knew right away, we could tell that this guy was legitimate, that he overcame adversity and that he had a single-minded focus about getting better. I mean, when you have an injury like that, it could go either way. I mean,
Right.
you have to be really determined, and obviously, to have the bravery that this guy had and that all of our police officers have to, we always talk about this, run one direction when everybody else is running in the other direction. It was a dangerous situation, and he was there to, protect us. And, thank you to Corporal Adams and to our police officers for keeping us safe. And we want you guys to have a safe 2016 as well. And now, Kristen, the moment we've all been waiting for. You don't have to do that. We have production people. They make
it. Good, because now my legs hurt.
I know. I know you're very musical oriented, but yeah. Okay. Can we get Chuck? What's number one? Let's get it. Masterful mids. Without a doubt, the story of the year goes to our Navy midshipmen.
Woohoo!
Right? No doubt.
Yes.
They captured the nation's attention with their historic football season. This week, they crushed Pitt in the Military Bowl, ending an 11-2 season, the most wins in 135 years of Navy football. So congratulations to the mids for that. Now, quarterback Keenan Reynolds was the fan favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. And mysteriously got taken off, so we couldn't let that happen. His 4,559 yards rushing are the most by a quarterback in NCAA Division I history. That's not all. That's not all. He shattered all kinds of other records. He had 88 career scrimmage touchdowns, either rushing or receiving, which is another NCAA record. I mean, amazing.
Fantastic.
And as great as the football team was and all the stories it generated, we can't forget an epic year of viral midshipman videos.
I know which one.
Which one?
Next.
Wait. The first one was
Naptown funk you up. Naptown funk you up. Say what?
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Now,
at your barber shop.
That's right. My barbershop and my old laundromat is also in there.
That was such a cool video.
Galway Bay and all the places I used to go to when I lived downtown.
Yes.
The video I saw had 3 million views, so obviously this thing went crazy. Let's take a quick look at that one, Chuck.
Styling, wildin', weekend in the city. I'm gonna dress up on and head on out. Salute myself, I'm so pretty. Too hot. We're not cadets, we're midshipmen. Too hot.
And that was a good one.
Yes.
And of course, my personal favorite, got to do with Star Wars, right? How you doing with Star Wars?
I just
you're
started watching them.
Wars.
I just started watching them because my goal is to try and get to the movie before it's out of the theater. So I started from scratch. I'm full proclaimed Star Wars virgin before this week.
Folks, you will not believe
Star Wars.
all of the completely unnecessary information and trivia about Star Wars that Kristen now holds inside her head.
Unnecessary.
Okay. Ready? Who does Yoda's voice?
Frank Oz, and that's something great that I'm sure everybody knows. You didn't know that?
No.
He's very distinguishable.
I mean, there's so much more. You guys have no idea. And she's
and Mark Hamill got
only
so good at doing his Yoda impression that they licensed him as being able to be someone that can do Yoda for like dolls and.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Mark Hamill does Yoda voice on toys.
I've only seen 4 and 5.
You've only seen 2 movies.
Yeah, but we're getting there.
Anyway,
I'm confident.
Anyway, back to the mids.
Sorry.
Our number one story of the year.
Yes.
The Naval Academy midshipmen. They had another really great viral video.
Besides Naptown Funk?
And it was, yes, I like this one better. It was a Star Wars parody making fun of the Army-Navy rivalry.
That.
And by the way, they beat Army again.
Right.
Again. Was it 22 years, I think, they've beaten Army?
Whoa.
Something like that.
We don't. Yeah.
And of course, we love Army too.
We love Army.
But Navy had one heck of a year in all facets. So let's take a look at the Force Awakens viral video.
Luke, I've been waiting for you.
Army West Point will never beat us, and you know that.
Take that back.
Never! You will fall again in Navy this year.
I know, but so will you right now.
Luke, remember your training. You're in the Navy after all.
See you, no Kenobi.
Well, Dave,
What did you think?
I have to say, these were 10 great stories to compile for biggest news in the county. And out there, if you agree or if you disagree, if you think there's something we missed, you can always visit us at Arundel TV on Facebook and give us your 2 cents.
I personally think the consulting accounting firm of Abrams, Abrams, and Abrams did a really good job in figuring that all out.
Right, not biased whatsoever.
Nope.
There at Abrams, Abrams, and Abrams. And Dave, I have to say, it's been a great year reporting the news with you.
Not bad.
Right?
I know. We had a good time, right?
We've had some fun, but of course, with some fun, sometimes comes some mistakes.
Oh, not all mistakes, though. We have some good times, too. Remember when you did Taylor Swift?
The Taylor Swift was great.
Yeah.
We had a great Halloween episode. We had
And
some
Chris
really
and
great stuff.
Janelka did the NBA, the March Madness ad
Yes.
where they were in the back of the cab in
Yes,
the car
that
with
was
Charles
funny.
Barkley.
Yeah, there were
That
some
was
really
cool.
great moments,
Yeah.
but nothing quite gets you laughing like a few bloopers.
Bloopers! We got all the bloopers for you right now. Take a look.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, that's my line. 5, 4.
To find more about blah, 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 blah.
That wasn't on the script.
Go ahead, go back. Blah, 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 blah. Do, 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 do.
The commercial prompted a quick response from Annapolis Mayor Mike Panelides. Sorry. How do you say his name?
Hartsel comes from a familiar. Oh my God.
You can catch this episode and archived episodes online anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or Google.
That's all, folks.
The money will pay for a ton of projects and upgrades, including new police vehicles, improvements to Harmon's Dorsey Fire Station, new lighting and restrooms.
It was a lovely day. I wore blue.
On Tuesday, May 5th.
I made you break. The Annapolis Capitol had this statement by Police Chief what's his name?
Tim Altamari.
Mary?
Yep, Altamari.
Okay. Welcome back. Now you.
Whoa, I wasn't looking.
Yeah, get with it.
Where are we at?
Welcome back.
All right, I got it.
Now, here's how we're going to do this.
Here's how he shall do it again.
I deserve it.
Yeah.
I deserve that. Okay.
Thanks, Sarah. Once again, you can register for the Fishing Derby by visiting www.pasadines.
He was also someone who didn't seem fanfare. I messed that up, so we're gonna have to go back.
I have spilkus in my Genectigazoin.
But first, making headlights. Damn it! You're at that camera saying thanks, Sarah. Coming out of the news piece.
No, it's you, doofus.
That's right.
I love when she's wrong.
Biggest bust. Do I really have to say biggest bust? Thanks, Janelka. Today there are 6,621 families and seniors enjoying gifts and foods for the holidays from over I can't today. There was some question as to whether the session would end on time. All right, now I gotta do it again. I didn't mess up this show nearly as much as you have. And stop wiggling in your chair, Chris Casey.
Am I wiggling?
Yes. And stop slamming your hand. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan. Chuck, you got a lot of editing to do this week. Sorry, man.
Oh, I can't believe your hair in that one, Kristen.
I can't believe my hair in a lot of them. I think it changes every week.
I think I was wearing the same tie in every single.
We should set some goals for 2016.
Like makeup.
Which,
I need makeup.
by the way, we have to say 2016, starting in 2016, will be our 10th season of Week in Review.
How time flies.
When you're having fun.
And actually, this being the last show of the season, we have to thank.
You have a gift for me?
No.
Oh.
You already had your birthday. How many times are you going to have your birthday?
Thought I was going to get a present.
Anyway, Kristen, we have a lot of people to thank.
Yes.
For this 2015.
All of our field correspondents.
All of our field correspondents. We got Sarah Gannon.
Yes.
We got Pat Daly.
Yes.
We got Michelle Corkadell.
Yes.
We got Janelka Stafford.
Right.
And that segues us right into our guest hosts.
Guest hosts.
Go ahead.
Chris Casey.
Chris was more than a guest host.
Dan Morales.
Chris was special. Dan Morales also very special.
Janelka Stafford.
Janelka.
Matt Deal.
Matt Deal.
Who else did we have Tracy in?
If we forget someone, we're going to be in a lot of trouble.
I know, so I'm trying to.
So moving right along, we have to thank Mike Hannon.
Mike Hannon.
We have to thank Dale Boyer. We have to thank Cisco Davis. And we have to thank Mark Haygood.
And most of all,
Chuck Duncan, the best director,
and
the
editor.
bestest director, editor. He edits us,
master
so-
of all trades.
Folks, you have no idea how much we ramble, and Chuck fixes it every time. You wouldn't even know.
He's even going to write a jingle for 2016. Thanks, Chuck.
Ooh, got a new jingle. Well, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review.
Year in Review.
Year in Review,
Yes.
exactly. You can watch this episode and archive episodes online anytime on
Facebook
and YouTube or
Google Plus
by simply searching Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week with more highlights and news from around the county, and we'll see you next time.
And Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! I love it! I love it!